Yeah, the damage is not stopping. The crowd control is certainly not stopping. Get Your Boy Dog just schooling Resurgent in game 1 here. Full kidney shot. There's nothing really for Majorden. Full polymorph. Overlaps slightly with the Cyclone. It was a nice preemptive Iron Bark. Love to see them swap that over. If they get Cyclones over onto Zach, they should just win the game.
Yeah, Majorden's going to be in a lot of trouble. Iron Bark is the only thing keeping him alive. With the full Cyclone on Zach right now. The crowd control has been never ending. Get Your Boy Dog complete domination so far, but Majorden's managed to hold on. Still on the kidney shot. Do they have the damage to take him down? Grayson throws in a Frostbolt. Wasn't going to be able to do too much. Majorden still hanging on, 10% health. He does manage to stabilize, but that Cyclone from Flop is going to make it a nightmare for Zach to heal him up.
All right, let's see if they can recover. There's no defense left. Next crowd control. They don't even need crowd control. Grayson just erases Majorden 2 minutes in.
Can just hold on a little bit longer. Things are going to be looking good, especially if Valido can continue to steal these crowd control effects.
We're in the 20% dampening range. This is what Resurgent have been playing for. They need to be getting ice blocks during this period of time. Can they manage to do it? It looks like they're falling behind as well. Zach is cycloned. Majorden with no dispersion. Iron Bark from Zach needs to be enough. Grayson going to be cycloned for a moment, I believe stolen by Valido. So maybe just trying to pause some of the damage outcoming, but Grayson now immediately drops the Frozen Orb after leaving that crowd control. His damage is going to be quite threatening. Majorden's desperate, goes for a defensive Psychic Scream, immediately removed on 2 members. Majorden's Gladiator Safeguard has proc. Zach is now interrupted in 0 mana, 4 seconds away from dispersion, silenced. Likely the Gladiator's Medallion Void Shift is necessary, but Majorden tried to hold on to it with the dispersion up with 1 second left, but it is not going to hold.
And really quickly, if he can't top Majorden off, the damage is becoming overwhelming from Get Your Boy Dog. What can they do?
I'm not too sure at this point. Babycakes could be in a lot of trouble. Grayson's going to have more than enough defense, though. They've got momentum. They could just win the game before that moment even occurs. Majorden likely to go down. He's desperate to hold on to dear life at this point. Zach gets cycloned again. Babycakes moves in and closes it out. Get Your Boy Dog with a clean 3-0. Brutal for Method Orange in game 1.
It is really difficult to get anything rolling. But now Koreki, he's in some trouble. He's got no trinket. He activates the Bark Skin. He has to get away. Sidu, is he going to be able to slow him down? Right now, Trill in hot pursuit. Chun-Li looking to back him up with the Fists of Fury. That Turbo Fist going to be snaring Trill up, making it really difficult. And Koreki actually manages to stabilize Trill in the meantime. He's in execute range, dancing with death, but Smexon leaps over and closes it out. In the matchup, but Sidu's been able to shut him down. The pressure from Method Orange has been unrelenting, and Koreki is really struggling.
Yeah, definitely. Koreki now caught up in a polymorph.
Touch of Death.
Touch of Death on Smexon. He diffuses the situation with the fear. Vivify's coming in, and beautiful Vivify's from Chun-Li is what keeps him alive in that situation. Die by the Sword was traded out in the midst of things here, though, but Koreki really needs to try to top Smexon off somehow. I want to see Koreki just cyclone more, to be honest with you. He hasn't been going for basically any. Now Smexon in big trouble.
I think that's it. Smexon's low is caught in a stun. This composition looked a lot better than we thought it would really play.
A Death Knight faster than a Demon Hunter is going to kill a Death Knight, and that's the basic formula for this matchup. Sidu getting stunned up again. Trill gonna respect that stun, trade the darkness, allowing Sidu a little bit of safety, but he needs to avoid damage. He's just tanking too much. Some support from Mez, some snares, some death grips. Sidu needs to close the gap. He can't really afford to be in range of the boys this long.
I mean, I think it's a tough situation for Sidu to his credit. I mean, you've got a Windwalker and a Death Knight tunneling you. He's definitely in a lot of trouble. He actually gets stunned on his trinket there. Disaster for Sidu on the Druid. Kind of dampen the game out a little bit, play safe. Even Chun-Li's excellent defense is going to be a tough one to ask. We see an overlap from Koreki and Chun-Li. Mistake there, Touch of Death, or Touch of Karma, sorry, with the Hand of Sacrifice. And guess what? Touch of Death is available for Trill. They should be able to land the kill momentarily here with one more connection. Beautiful double stun coming in from Trill. They're looking to close the match here, Sid.
This should be it. Blinding Light secured by Sidu. Chun-Li again in a 1 versus 3, dropping the Ring of Peace, but ultimately will fall.
Method Orange are actually clawing their way back into this game. Smexon still in big trouble. Chun-Li connects a nice triple leg sweep, but it was the actually trinketed by Mez. Big damage on Smexon still. Koreki with that Divine Favor is going to be able to get him to a reasonable amount of HP. Chun-Li trying to turn the tides here of this fight, but Smexon could be the one that falls ultimately. So low on HP. Trill is gunning for it. Mez gets disarmed, but the spinning crane kick with the whirling dragon punches could just be too much for Smexon to handle here.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
Smexon's gonna fall. I
Wait
don't
for them
think
to
they
start
can.
this. No, they can't. It's impossible.
I think
It's almost impossible. They are.
Even if they outright lose to the next
Maybe
two
if the
teams.
outcomes lose, maybe.
Chanimal in big trouble here. Gonna be caught up in that smoke bomb of Roasties, but he's gonna be making his way out of that one. Cubs is in a garrote silence right here. Chanimal's gonna have to use his unending resolve to get out of that one, but he's trying to reverse the pressure onto Jamili. Rubcub deflecting with that hand of sacrifice, and I think I'm gonna go with the rest of the desk here. I think that it is quite impossible.
It's 440 to 400 right now.
Yeah, it's actually closer than I thought. You're right. They could actually get taken by M2KC here.
They're going to lose right now, probably. Channel interrupted,
I think
and
that's it.
M2KC close it out.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well,
Trinkets, there it is, full blind. There it is, kidney shot. Vendetta's going to be active when he comes out of that cheap shot. Jamili looking to swap over the crowd control, can't get it. Hammer of Justice comes out though. Jamili, where is your polymorph? He's going to go for it. Full sap by Roasties. Jamili was still on lockout for a second there, and Jamili blocks offensive to finish out the game. And that's what happens when you trigger Ring of Frost like that, Cubsy.
Avenging Crusader, I believe that was the actual activation of it, so it's not available for 1 minute. Now, big damage from Wealthy Man. If Chanimal can get there, and he can, with the Mortal Coil, they could potentially land the game here. Blessing of Protection comes in. Do they get the Purge? Doesn't look like it. The Fell Hunter unable to get that. Rogue should be able to reconnect. Nice cycling from Cubsy, though. The pressure is unrelenting.
Yeah, Rubcub going to be in a lot of trouble. He's got 45 seconds until his Divine Shield comes back up. And right now, Cloud9, they're looking to close out the game. Cubsy on top of Rubcub. Wealthy Man lands the full kidney shot. Chanimal nowhere to be found, but he might just die anyways. Massive damage incoming. Jamili really nicely done with that crossover, but it is not enough. Wealthy Man just solos Rubcub in that situation.
Down lead, they just need to keep playing it out carefully, and I think they're going to win this game. Chanimal being kited, Rubcub once again, excellent positioning. This is the Infernals. Is he going to be able to avoid the Mortal Coil? Mortal Coil could easily win the game. He's actually crossing the map, going for the Hammer of Justice. This is a risky play. If Chaos Sport lands, it could be the game. Chaos Sport with Infernal. So much damage, Rubcub. How are you going to survive?
And he's in so much trouble. He almost completely tapped on mana at this point in the game. Cubsy in a full Ring of Frost is then looking to reverse the pressure on Wealthy Man once again. Massive damage on Wealthy Man. He's got no Cloak of Shadows. Kleptomania Spell Seal comes in, and M2KC. Man, that game was looking so good for Cloud9. Yeah, this is a struggle right now for Smexon, but Touch of Death is rolling. Baby Cakes could easily fall. He has to feign. He's waiting. Ironbark right now is rolling for Flop onto Baby Cakes. That should deny a lot of the damage. A full Cyclone coming in from Flop. Very nicely done. Smexon, he's on the run with the anti-magic shell. Flop actually gets interrupted. This is danger time for Flop as he looks to leap away. He's got the Barkskin. Smexon still just not getting topped off. The damage from Grayson and Baby Cakes is probably going to be too much for Gorecki to handle. But with that Iron Bark, there's an opportunity. Baby Cakes, he's getting low. He trades out the evasion. He's still in so much trouble. Chun-Li trying to get on his back. Flop gets interrupted, and the boys take game number 1.
Flop, but Flop survives it and then stuns Gorecki himself into a polymorph, setting Get Your Boy Dog up beautifully for potential kill on Smexon. Baby Cakes is grapple weapon. He can't really attack, only with the Fan of Knives. Going for blind here potentially in the near future. Gorecki decides to shrink it. Smexon gets cloned at low health, denying the recovery, and then buying time for Gorecki to fall off diminishing return for potential polymorphs that could win the game for Get Your Boy Dog. Smexon's getting overwhelmed here on 10%. Big Ice Nova. Gorecki fake casts the Shadow Step kick, but gets caught in the poly. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place and has no good moves.
Looking for the Serenity. I think he's going to activate it here with his next Fist of Fury. Flop, what are you going to do? He's tapped on mana. Iron Bark gets traded out. Grayson blocks the stun. Fist of Fury with the Serenity. Chun-Li doing so much damage. Gorecki in a full counterspell here. We see the Vendetta's getting triggered here. Grayson with Temporal Shield actually in a lot of trouble here because he used his Ice Block to kind of weather the situation there.
Uh-oh!
Up in big trouble.
Grayson's in so much trouble. Is he going to get the Ice Block off if Chun-Li and Smexon can't connect?
Whoa!
Unbelievable.
With Feint. However, Serenity is rolling, and as Feint ends, Baby Cakes could be in trouble. He's going to stun up Chun-Li and stall that attack. Flop, though, is still crowd controlled. Smexon's going for an attack on Flop, dropping that Apocalypse. Flop doesn't seem to care. He's trying to jump in and stun Gorecki, but if he disrespects the Windwalker Death Knight, it could cost his team the series.
Yep, a lot of damage here onto Flop still. And nice Ring of Peace once again from Chun-Li. Activates his Touch of Karma. Kind of offensively there, actually. He procs the Gladiator Safeguard. A lot of trouble here for Flop. And he is going to be able to get away right now. Nicely diffused situation there from Grayson. And Chun-Li, that's his only defense that he has left. Flop still in a lot of trouble there. Bash.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I think that's all. Yeah, that's it.
Oh. Yeah.
Gorecki, that's the kind of offense we love seeing from Gorecki.
For a few more seconds with Ascendance, but now its defense has faded. He's struggling to recover, but the move don't care. They're moving in for one final push. Freezing trap on Cubsy. It's do or die. Take Wealthy Man down or go out of this match. Cubsy out of freezing trap now. Activates Iron Bar. Perhaps, though, at 46% dampening, it won't be enough. Can the triple kill tier in threat pull it off? Can the meme be a reality here? Concentrated flames flying in, and Iron Bar is looking unlikely. Smoke bomb preventing the heal of Cubsy's. Jellybeans moves in, gets a big hit, and Jellybeans could die at the same time as Wealthy Man. He's going for it. He doesn't care. Jumping in. Jellybean's gonna die.
That's heartbreaking.
Trying to close it out, but he can't back up his pirate comrade. And Cloud9 refused to be memed. But big hit in. Gladiator Safeguard gets shredded. The move looking to put a point on the board here. Could be the ice block. They get the Gladiator Safeguard. They dispel it off. Psychic Scream on Cubsy. Beautiful attempt here by the move. They're so close to at least getting the ice block. Where's the Mass Dispel? Mass Dispel gets faked out. They land it.
My.
And the move are looking to close. Wealthy Man burning down quickly. Blind with no trinket for one more second. And the move of done. Damage from the move onto Wealthy Man. Iron Bark available, gonna get pop-up, may not be enough. It's 74% dampening. Cauterize likely to proc. Concentrated flame in from Abster's, trying to add some extra damage. Lightning bolts as well. Abster's doing what he can to just add in every little point that he can. Nourishes from Cubsy, gets silenced in the move. Drag it out just long enough to net a kill, but potentially Cloud9 still get a counter kill. WizK with limited defense, ducking around the corner. Cubsy with Feral Affinity, looking to try and slap down the move here at 77% dampening. WizK maybe going to die to Cubsy. This is a lot of dampening, and they don't have any mana to work with. Void Shift to Absterge. Cubsy can switch targets potentially. Chanimal with a Cataclysm, has Infernals in 7. Of course, Cloud9 looking to try and play this out. Master Spell going to remove the Immolates. Peekaboo gets stunned up by Cubsy. Haymaker from WizK, they're trying to stall. Infernals have come into the fray. This might be the first time we see a 2 versus 3 actually pulled off in quite some time. Unending Resolve gets stunned, but it's only for 1 second. Chanimal gets mind controlled.
Wow.
Cubsy doesn't have a way to stop it. He's trying to kill them while he's mind controlling. Absterge goes, he drops the Spearling Totem, they have nothing. Cubsy doing everything he can. Shadow Fury snipes 1. Cubsy jumps back. Chanimal drops Rain of Fire on them. They're all just rotting at this point. Mortal Coil, WizK off the corner. Cataclysm gets sheared. Can they pull this off? No way.
No way. This kitty shot is going to be the game. Cubsy's still marching forward. He realizes healing is futile.
Cubsy, 1v3, legend, going in the movies.
Nah.
Zinniaki did it once, but I don't think anyone else has achieved it.
Cubsy knows that as well. So he's going to Cyclone WizK, preventing any recovery for a few seconds and really putting some pressure onto the move. Although now Vampiric Embrace rolling, WizK has stabilized. Chanimal in trouble. Silence on Cubsy. Chanimal needs to make a choice. Cubsy trying to navigate through this with only Iron Bark, but it may not be enough. Cloak of Shadows also may not be enough. He uses it incredibly low health, gets stunned on the trinket, and Peekaboo, Man of the Year, pulling it off 3-1.
I actually have an answer for the Windwalker Death Knight, which would be pretty crazy. Obviously, Rogue Mage is a great answer as well, but short of that, WizK on the Shadow Priest does seem to be winning this one. It's a scary situation, though. Is he going to die in the sun?
Void Shift,
Is he going to? The Greater Fate, the Void Shift comes in. Smek's in at 50% dampening. How is he still alive?
I mean, he's a Death Knight, and he has a Druid healing him, but I don't think he's going to be able to survive much longer. And somehow, some way, the move end up winning. It's actually insane. The move used to be the most aggressive team we've ever seen, but that aggression wasn't working for them, so they have actually become the biggest dampeners we've ever seen.
Perhaps their diversity strategy coming in a little bit too late. Crowd control has been engaged as Abster's running the Repentance. Doesn't look like it, which is a bit disappointing. I feel like right there was a free opportunity to potentially just win the game, but if Absterge isn't running the Repentance or willing to go for it, then they're going to lose out on 8 seconds of crowd control. WizK getting punted back into midfield as it looked like he wanted to push an Alliance. Gorecki is taking quite a beating at the moment, fading some of the damage, but Absterge needs to recover soon. How is he going to do it? Going for the Holy Lights. Smoke Bomb attempt on Chun-Li. Where's the bop on the Karma? That's what we're waiting to see. Anti-Magic Zone, it might not be enough. The Gladiator's Maledict absorbing all of the heal. Chun-Li ports out at 10%. Absterge is moving in to close out the game with the Hammer of Justice.
Karma protection, and that's it.
Go all in for a kill, and they're going to move to match point. Unbelievable. And I'm not going to lie, it's great to see them going out with a bang, but I would have just loved to have seen this sooner.
Yeah, where was this team all season, man?
Chun-Li and Smexen are putting out that Absurd is going to have enough mana for that strategy to really play into effect, but maybe, I mean, look at this. Hammer just on Gorecki. Smexen's forced to run away. There's big damage here from the move.
Yeah, the move looks
Nice sap.
targets. Beautiful crowd control. Lichborn may not be enough. Gladiator Safeguard and Anti-Magic Shield going to be fading here shortly as Gorecki is still continuously crowd controlled, and the move could close it out. Are they going to 3-0 the boys? This has been a team that's just been tossing them around the entire year, and they're going to close it out 3-0 in the lower bracket, and the move refused to go down without a fight.
Overreach too much. We see an Ironbark coming in now, preempting the stun potentially, though Roasties has been doing a really good job. And on the flip side, you can see how much pressure is coming in onto Rubcub on their Holy Paladin. They steal the heal. Really nice stuff from Trill. Holy Paladins are vulnerable to Demon Hunters, and it's looking good in game 1.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there. But Rubcub, Avenger Crusader, Roasties, their Sea-Doo is just dead.
Use Overgrowth with that does line of sight Stumilli, so there's no purge available for the Innovate, and of course the Arcane Mages often don't run Kleptomania, instead just spamming the Spell Steal on the heal over time effects. So now Sea-Doo's able to top off his Death Knight, go for a drink. That was intelligent play from him. Let's see if Mez can survive this, because if he can, Sea-Doo will have the lead and Method Orange could well win the game.
I think Method Orange has got this one in the bag. Roasties in so low HP. The sacrifice comes out, but it's not going to be enough. Sea-Doo actually sat down for a drink at the end of that one as well.
Coming. Rubcub and Roasty still charging down Trill. I think, though, deeper into dampening, Trill might not be the best target. Kidney shot about to end, and Trill can reverse magic, but he can't reverse magic a sap. Well done by Roasties. Gladiator Safeguard gonna proc for Trill. Where's the Klepto? They need to remove that shield. They're gonna remove it. Darkness is gonna fade, and Sea-Doo is still crowd controlled. Trill trying to get away, but Dragon's Breath for one more second could just be enough to close it out, and it will. M2KC advance to match point. That is going to speak volumes to the amount of pressure that M2KC are dealing. Absolutely insane. Multiple cooldowns forced in that assault, and guess what? Vendetta's up in 5 seconds. Mez not with many options. Trill will need to save him. Darkness available, but if he's in crowd control, he won't be able to utilize it. Trill needs to save his Gladiator's Medallion for that key moment.
Yeah, I think it looks like Jamili actually is playing Chrono Shift right now. Mez, he's in big trouble here. He actually just gonna go down, I think, through this darkness. Anti-Magic Zone gets overlapped. Roasties with the Vendetta play here, doing so much damage. Roasties caught up in the stun by Trill here with the Chaos Nova. A lot of damage coming out here, but to what extent here? Mez should be able to survive, but Sea-Doo completely tapped on mana in this situation, and he is going to go down.
The move switched some damage to Sea-Doo, trying to style on Method Orange in game 1.
Yeah, if the move can do one more setup like that, I feel like Trill is just gonna die. They have one more Blessing of Protection on Absturge to trade for that next touch of Karma, so if they don't have to use that, that would be big for them. But Whiskey in a big trouble here. He might have to use the Void Shift. He's looking for it. Blessing of Protection comes out, which means that the next kill window is completely lost onto Trill, unfortunately. But good thing, I was gonna say, good news for the move is that they didn't overlap it with Void Shift.
Control on Sea-Doo. It wasn't Vendetta, I believe.
Yeah, the sap actually, the blind broke, I think, from the Glimmer of Light from the Paladin. So I think that's actually really unfortunate for the move, and I think that's why they used the cooldown.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sea-Doo's like, I don't have a trinket, drop the anti-magic zone, keep him alive, but it broke, and as a result, Sea-Doo got to play aggressive, but this is sap on Sea-Doo. Trill has nothing. He's got to cross the map. He's got a kite. Very defensive plays coming in from Trill. Paralysis on Peekaboo. 1 Vivify lands, 2 Vivify lands, but he gets shut down and taken down.
A victory, so even in the next game, they can switch it up. Decent damage. Absurd should be healing right now, but he's got crowd control. Peekaboo catches Sea-Doo out. Trill on the run. Absurd needs a freedom for Peekaboo. He's going to freedom him over to connect. He stuns up Sea-Doo. Do they have any follow-up out of the stun? They need to get the silence that's not up. They go for Mind Bomb instead, and Trill has nothing. He's all by his lonesome around the corner, and Absurd's going to snipe him out. Daddy Mez again saving the day. Trill line of sighting, waiting for Sea-Doo to get out of crowd control, but now the move are switching some of their attention to Mez. He needs to be careful. Dampening already at 15%. He's going to respect the swap, use Icebound Fortitude and Anti-Magic Shield, and try to push forward for some momentum. Absturge pushing back though with the Divine Favor, looking for some big heals. Gets interrupted by Mez. Mez hard carrying right now into the stun as well. Gladiator Safeguard gonna proc. They're trying to shred through it, but now Mez, he might have overextended. He pre-anti-magic zones the kidney shot. Mez is playing out of his mind right now to stay on target, but even despite all these plays, they're not even denting WizK.
Yeah, Mez doing such a great job in this situation, but look at the mana. Sea-Doo caught up in a full blind. That is it. Mez is going to go down for sure here. And the move does it. They are going to go all the way to the final.
To mitigate a lot of that damage, very well played. Urban Shield totem preemptively as well. Really nice preemptive plays on both sides, honestly. Both Rubcub and Absturge able to keep their team alive for a long period of time here. Very interesting blind pick. Blessing Sanctuary removes yet another Mind Bomb. No other crowd control breaks though, and there's a full hex. This could well be game if they can find the damage onto Jamili. Is there any more crowd control? Maybe a DR Sap. The Groat comes in. Sap wasn't available. I'm actually very curious he couldn't get the Sap off of that. Now we see stun onto Peekaboo. Both sides in trouble. Another mind control onto Jamili. You really don't know who's going to fall first.
Yeah, it is looking like it's scary for both these teams, but Jamili is going to be the most scared. Rubcub does manage to connect the sacrifice, but it's not the ultimate sacrifice. Jamili's just going to die through it. Nicely played by the move. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe the move can hold on, but there's not too many openings. Roasty's getting a little bit low, but it's still WizK on the back foot. Jamili all over him. Once Roasty's connects, it could be lights out. Full hex snuck in by Absturge onto Rubcub. Roasties has no cloak, no evasion, no trinket, no vanish. One good attempt here by the move, and they could close it out. Rubcub, he doesn't have any defensives. Roasties might be getting a little bit overzealous in the situation. Full kidney shot, Mind Bomb now onto Rubcub with a full kidney shot on Roasties. Sid, this could easily be the game.
All right, let's see if they can close it out here. The move look to advance, 2 up in the series. Full hex secured by Absturge. Can they close it out? They need a bit more damage to push it over the edge, and they might just have that amount of damage. Shadower Death's coming in, Void Form activated, WizK gunning for the kill. How is Rubcub denying this time and time again? Instant Dispel on the bop. Rubcub, he's got Divine Favor, instantly dispelled and Windshield on it. Absturge on fire right now, totally disrupting the back line of M2KC, but Rubcub denies the kill with that Divine Shield to avoid the Mind Bomb. Now Jamili going for the kill, bubbling out of crowd control, looking to reverse the pressure for his team.
Spearlink.
Big swing of damage here. Spearlink in 1. Smoke Bomb gets dropped by Peekaboo in desperation. Where's the Spearlink? WizK's in a lot of trouble. Finally, Spearlink gonna trade now. Roasty's on the back foot, and the Moves are gonna take it with a huge swing back. Both of these teams are packing huge amounts of damage.
I still can't quite believe what I'm seeing. Is the move really going to win the last cup of the year here at the North American side? Jamili on the Retribution Paladin. This is more what I wanted to see. I really do believe that this composition does pack a fair punch. You do have a lot of crowd control with the Hammer of Justices, and Jamili going to try play it out.
There's a Void Shift as well as the Spirit Link Totem available for the move, so still a solid amount of defense ready. Peekaboo on Roasties now, a bit of a target swap. Jamili's been playing really defensive, so I don't mind the fact that they're going after Roasties now. They managed to get the Cloak of Shadows, they get Feint. Not a huge victory with Feint. The Hex on Rubcub. Kidney shot now on Peekaboo. And M2KC, they're looking to take down Peekaboo. A Hammer of Justice to follow up the kidney shot. Unfortunately, the Hammer of Justice on Absturge was a little too late, and now Peekaboo's going to be able to use his Vanish, his Cloak of Shadows, Evasion. He's got Trinket. I feel like going after Peekaboo is a little risky since he has so many of his tools left to survive.
Divine Shield available for Jamili, but he's not the target. He's not the focal point. Roasties is. They strip off that Gladiator Safeguard. WizK and Absturge tag team for some spell-casted damage, and the move advanced to match point. Sacrifice right at the last possible second. Now M2KC securing a Polymorph. Jamili trying to go for some damage. Rubcub getting swapped to. Jellybeans might be able to put the tournament-winning game on the board for his team here.
What is going on? What is going on?
It's over. Rubcub's likely to have to Divine Shield if they can stay on target. He's waddling over. Peekaboo Shadow stepping in. You can tell that they want this so badly. Rubcub's trying to fake cast multiple interrupts. Dipping dangerously low, but now Jellybean's counter-pressured. Absturge's gonna link, and
goodness.
Rubcub's out of there.
Yeah, Rubcub, a lot of greed coming into this match, but he manages to hold on to that Divine Shield. You can tell the move, they want to win this series. Full trap now on Rubcub. Jellybean's looking to prove Zico wrong and prove that a Hunter really can win a matchup. Sap on a Rub Cup out of the trap. That's going to be the Divine Shield. Roasties, he's in so much trouble. He's getting low. The damage rolling in. Peekaboo drops the smoke bomb. Busting the protection. Absert, needs to get the purge. Can he land it? He does land it. And the move do it. 4-0 against M2KC. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, one last time, let's give it up for the move. They are your champions here in the final qualifier cup of the year.
We're clapping.
Slow clap.
They won 4 series in a row, and they beat the 4 teams that represent North America at the
against all odds.
Against all odds. That is absolutely insane.
Against all odds, Jason, I call him Peekaboo. All the move, just a 4-0 sweep. Unbelievable. That's a fairy tale, really.
And standings, then we can see M2KC is the #1 team from North America. Method Black is the #1 team from Europe, and that's how the bracket is going to look. So